Good morning, all. It's Joe, Daniel's dad. I welcome you to my scripture reflection for this Wednesday, February the 16th. Hope that you're all doing well, and as your day begins, you're doing the things in your life that you feel are good and wholesome and bring peace to your heart. Sad to say, some of those things have become a problem in our society, things that are very innocent. And I will be talking a little bit about that as we talk about the gospel today. So I'm going to ask you to quiet your minds and hearts as we prepare to hear today's gospel, which is from St. Mark, chapter 8, verses 22 to 26. When Jesus and his disciples arrived in Bethsaida, people brought to him a blind man and begged Jesus to touch him. He took the blind man by the hand and led him outside the village. Putting spittle on his eyes, he laid his hands on the man and asked, "Do you see anything?" Looking up, the man replied, "I see people looking like trees and walking." Then he laid hands on the man's eyes a second time, and he saw clearly. His sight was restored, and he could see everything distinctly. Then he sent him home and said, "Do not even go into the village." When my baby girl Shelby became sick, her stomach was really in turmoil. One night when she was having a tough time, it was a cold, rainy fall evening, and she had to go out to the bathroom probably about every 45 minutes. She and I slept downstairs in the den, and she would wake me up just by getting up off the sofa where she was lying next to me and go to the door where I would take her out. Then there was one time where I had fallen asleep, and it was not a deep sleep by any means, but Shelby all of a sudden put her paw on my hand, and I thought she had to go to the bathroom. So as I went to get up, she used what little strength she had, and she held the paw on my hand, as if to say, "No, I don't have to go out right now." She knew that I was upset because she was sick, and she reached out and she touched me in her beautiful way. This was not the first time she did it. Probably had done it hundreds of times before. But she knew enough about the healing power of touch. And Daniel, as much as he was such a fun-loving and kind of goofy guy, to sort of speak in a loving way, he also knew, because I could tell you multiple times when something was on my mind and I was just exasperated, but I said nothing. But I would just slump into the chair to sit down and relax for a moment. Daniel would come out of wherever he was, the kitchen, the other side of the sofa, run over and put his paw up on my knee, as if to say, "Here I am, let me touch you and heal you." Well, my friends, this is what we heard in the gospel today. We heard about Jesus touching the blind man multiple times and healing him. It took a couple of times for Jesus to touch this man, but finally his sight was restored. Animals like Shelby and Daniel, dogs like them, are not the only ones who could bring healing touch. We all know about the beauty of a touch and what it can mean to us in a time when we're down or feeling sick. It does have healing powers. However, I don't want to talk too much about this, but the reality of many things going on in our society is that all of a sudden, whether it's the pandemic or sensitivities or whatever it is, this power of touch seems to have gone away. We don't shake hands as much. We bump fists. We bump elbows. We don't hug as much. And I believe it really sets us all back on our healing. Jesus shows it to us in the gospel. Shelby and Daniel showed it to me many times, and now you're aware of it, and you probably have your own stories to share. And I'm not saying become reckless or inappropriate, certainly not. I'm suggesting that. I'm just saying that these moments where a touch can bring such healing, love, and compassion really need to be brought back into our world, into our lives. Because after all, we all need some healing every so often. Well, my friends, as always, I thank you for joining me. You can hear a whole lot more about the healing touch of Daniel and Shelby in my books, A Conversation with Daniel and God, Shelby, and Me, and recently released the updated version of Shelby's Grace, all available on my website or on Amazon. I want to thank you for all you do. We need to make this world a nicer place for animals and people, and I believe we are doing that. I'm working towards trying to put something more structured together, and I hope to be doing that in the coming weeks. I thank you again. If this video was helpful for you, please share it with others. And I wish you all a wonderful Wednesday, and I hope to see you back here tomorrow. Take care, everyone.